40 Rules of Love, Part 53, Rumi, Konya, December 12:45. Bent on praying the morning prayer together in the open air, Shams and I left the house shortly after dawn. We rode our horses for a while, through meadows and valley, and across ice-cold streams, enjoying the breeze on our faces. Scarecrows on wet fields greeted us with an eerie poesy, and newly washed clothes in front of a farmhouse fluttered madly in the breeze as we passed by, pointing in all directions into the semi-darkness. On our way back, Shams pulled at the reins of our horse and pointed to a massive oak tree outside the town. Together we sat under the tree, the sky hanging above our heads in shades of purple. Shams placed his clock on the ground, and calls to prayer echoed from mosque near and far. We prayed there together. When I first came to Konya, I sat under this tree, Shams said. He smiled at a distant memory, but then grew pensive and said, "A peasant gave me a ride. He was a great admirer of yours. He told me your sermon cured sadness." "They used to call me the Wizard of Words," I said, "but it all feels so far away now. I don't want to give sermons anymore. I feel like I am done." "You are the Wizard of Words," Shams said determinedly, "but instead of preaching minds, you have a chanting heart now." I didn't know what he meant by that, and I didn't ask. The dawn had erased what remained of the night before, turning the sky into a blameless orange. Far ahead of us, the town was waking up. Crows were diving into vegetable gardens to pick at whatever they could steal. Doors were screeching, donkeys braying, and stoves burning as everyone got ready for a brand new day. People everywhere are struggling on their own for fulfillments, but without any guidance as to how to achieve it, murmured Shams with a shake of his head. "Your words help them, and I will do everything in my power to help you. I am your servant." "Don't say that," I protested. "You are my friend." Oblivious to my objection, Shams continued, "My only concern is the shell you have been living in. As a famous preacher, you have been surrounded by frowning admirers. But how well do you know common people? Drunks, beggars, thieves, prostitutes, gamblers, most inconsolable and the most downtrodden. Can we love all of God's creatures? It is a difficult test, and one that only a few can pass." As he kept speaking, I saw gentleness and concern in his face, and something else that looked almost like maternal compassion. "You are right," I conceded. "I have always lived a protected life. I don't even know how ordinary people live." Shams picked up a lump of soil, and as he crumbled it between his fingers, he added softly, "If we can embrace the universe as a whole, with all its differences and contradictions, everything will melt into one." With this, Shams picked up a dead branch and drew a large circle around the oak tree. When he was done, he raised his arms toward the sky as if wishing to be pulled up by an invisible rope, and uttered the 99 names of God. At the time, he began to whirl inside the circle, fast, slowly, and tenderly, but then accelerating steadily like a late afternoon breeze. Soon he was whirling with the speed and might of gusty winds. So captivating was his frenzy that I couldn't help but feel as if the whole universe, the earth, the stars, and the moon spun with him. I watched his most unusual dance, letting the energy it radiated envelop my soul and body. Finally, Shams slowed down to a halt, his chest rising and falling with every ragged breath, his face white, his voice suddenly deep as if coming from distant place. The universe is one being. Everything and everyone is interconnected through an invisible web of stories. Whether we are aware of it or not, we are all in a silent conversation. Do no harm, practice compassion, and do not gossip behind anyone's back, not even a seemingly innocent remark. The words that come out of our mouths do not vanish but are perpetually stored in infinity space, and they will come back to us in due time. One man's pain will hurt us all. One man's joy will make everyone smile, he murmured. This is what one of the 40 rules reminds us. Then he turned his inquisitive gaze to me. There was a shadow of despair in the bottomless depth of his eyes, a wave of sorrow that I had never seen in him before. One day you will be known as the voice of love, Shams remarked. East and West, people who have never seen your face will be inspired by your voice. How is that going to happen? I asked incredulously. Through your words, Shams answered. But I'm not talking about lectures or sermons. I'm talking about poetry. Poetry? My voice cracked. I don't write poetry, I'm a scholar. This elicited a subtle smile from Shams. You, my friend, are one of the finest poets the world will ever come to know. I was about to protest, but the determined look in Sham's eyes stopped me. Besides, I didn't feel like arguing. Even so, whatever needs to be done, we will do it together. We will walk on this path together. Shams nodded absently and lapsed into the eerie silence, gazing at the fading colors in the horizon. When he finally spoke, he uttered those ominous words that have never left me, scaring my soul permanently. As much as I would love you to join, I am afraid you will have to do it alone. What do you mean? Where are you going? I asked. With a wistful pucker of the lips, Shams lowered his gaze. It's not in my hands. A sudden wind blew in our direction, and the weather turned chilly, as if warning us that the fall would soon be over. It began to rain out of the clear sky in light, warm drops, as faint and delicate as the touch of butterflies. And that was the first time the thought of Shams leaving me hit me like a sharp pain in the chest.